What happens to humanity that thrives with inspired art and creation and ideas and entrepreneurship? What happens when we stop asking? What happens when we stop listening? Welcome, my beautiful friends, to the very first episode of the Mosai Network podcast. Oh, grab a seat, come sit down, get cozy, because this podcast is going to change your life. And not because I'm the host, because I am not the host. There is no host for the Mosai Network podcast. No, this podcast is ran by the members of Mosai. Every week, you will be hearing from a new thought leader, an entrepreneur, an artist, a creative, an inspired human. You are going to be learning new ideas, new thoughts, new tools that are going to change your life. Because everyone in the Mosai Network is an authentic leader. That means that they receive their ideas by asking for them. They're not receiving their ideas by punching it into AI and having AI create their content. No, everyone in the Mosai Network is committed to receiving their own ideas, to receiving new inspiration, and to taking action on those ideas and bringing them forth through creation. This is a powerful, potent community of leaders, and I am so damn honored to sit at the table with every single one of them. So you, my friends, are a part of us. You're here, join us, listen, participate. And if you are an authentic leader, inspired speaker, writer, creator, entrepreneur, and you are here to change the world, I want you in this network. There is a link in our show notes for you to apply and to join. Because we are a mosaic of voices. Mosaics are beautiful masterpieces that are put together by tiny, different components. Either it's glass or it's marbles or it's something, but it's created not as one piece. It's created from 1,000 different pieces that makes the whole of the masterpiece. That is what the Mosai Network is. This is a masterpiece that is created by the components of different voices, of different humans, of their own unique abilities, their special inspirations and gifts. This community creates one of the most profound masterpieces. And this is a space where we are here to move mountains and to change the world. So welcome to the Mosai Network podcast. I am your host today. And every single week, you will have a new host who will be teaching you from their deepest brilliance. The ones that are here to move the mountains in the world will be teaching you every single week on this podcast. And it is a place to find rest, but it is a place to find fire. I want your soul to rest in the light that is poured through these episodes, but I want you to leave every episode with fire at your feet, that you will follow the inspirations that come to you, that you will step in to the fire of who you are, and that you will make the difference that you were put on this earth to make. This is the Mosai Network podcast. So today, my friends, let's dive in. Let me tell you who I am. I'm Kira Brenton. I am the CEO and founder of JOA Publishing, also known as Joan of Arc Publishing. It is a publishing house where we publish books that are going to move some mountains. They're going to change people's lives. They're going to be like Joan of Arc. I always say, let's go Joan of Arc this shit. What is that? That is fearless bravery. That is courage in the face of fear. That is what Joan of Arc did, and that is what every author that I help write their books and publish, that is what they do. They face their fears and they rise in their courage and their bravery to tell the messages that humanity needs. I'm also the founder of the Author Adventure, which is this amazing 5-day event where I take authors to this beautiful location. We find a spot that just makes their heart sings. And then we write their book in 5 days. And it is the most delicious offering that I have. I love it. It creates so much joy in my life and in authors' lives, and we actually receive the most important messages on those trips. I'm also the founder of the Mosai Network. The visions that I have seen for this network are mighty. And it is an honor to have been able to birth this into the world. A magnet for the most authentic leaders to come together, to collaborate, to connect, to share, to rise, and to change the world as an army of leaders. I'm also an author. I have a new book coming out February 17th, 2024 called Unleashed. And it is an unleashing. It is an unleashing of fire, an unleashing of creation. And it is me being my most unleashed version. I'm a podcaster, I'm a speaker, but most of all, I'm a mother to 5 children, the most beautiful, extraordinary humans that I am lucky to have been the mother that brought them here and now the mother that raises them. So today I want to teach you something that is very heavy in my heart. When I say heavy, it means that it is so full. My heart is so full of this topic. It must be shared. It must be, because it is of the most importance in my eyes and in my heart. And that is the fight for authentic leaders and authentic creators. Because right now, as AI is ramping up, and more and more people are realizing that they can actually write their book so quickly if they were to use AI. So many people are using AI to write their speeches, to write their digital courses, to write all the content that they put out in the world. And at first, this feels like a really good idea. Like this is a time hack. And I'm not against AI. I use AI every day in my business. If you don't use AI in your business, you will be left behind. It is essential, but it is a tool. It is not a thought leader. And that is the distinction I would like to make. Use AI as the tool that it is so that you can get things done faster, so that you can spend more time in pure creation. But don't you dare give AI your most delicious gift, which is the gift of inspiration, the gift of receiving, the gift that you are the thought leader. As AI begins to be used by more thought leaders and more content is being put out simply by a thought leader using AI to create their posts, to write their books, to put their speeches together, what will soon happen is that many will stop asking. So right now, if you're a leader, then you are asking for new ideas. If you are writing copy for your website, you're asking for new words, new ideas to come through you. Right now, I am asking for what needs to be said in this episode. For when we ask, we will receive. And it is in this model that humanity has been propelled forward. If you actually look at the history of humanity, the Dark Ages, one of the darkest times for humanity, ended when inspired art began. the Renaissance actually pulled humanity out of the Dark Ages. So inspired art is what pulled humanity out of the darkest time of our existence. So what happens to humanity that thrives with inspired art and creation and ideas and entrepreneurship? What happens when we stop asking? What happens when we stop listening? Because there are no questions being put out. It will be an implosion. It will be an onset of a new form of a dark age, for we will live only in a sea of regurgitated content. For when no one is asking, no one is receiving. And this is my fight. My fight is for authentic creators to stay in creation, to stay in asking and receiving. For when we ask, we tap on the heavens, and it is our absolute radical responsibility as leaders to continue to tap on those heavens, to continue to ask and receive and then do. This is how we continue to stay in active propelling forward, a movement of inspired work. This is our responsibility. Now, I always say to every one of my authors, you were meant to give this message. You, because of your past, because of your heartaches and your pains and your traumas and your failures, you are the recipe for the message that must come forward. But if we take you out of the equation and we ask some computer system to write the most eloquent book, it will, but it's missing the most important ingredient, which is you. And there is no computer system that has walked through your trauma, that has faced the horrific experience of abuse, that has been on those very cold floors in the bathroom crying. No, it is you who has lived those moments. And it is you who can give a message like no one else could. And that is why I'm fighting for you. And I am fighting for creators, and I'm fighting for leaders to stay in this, in knowing their worth, that they are enough, that the messages that come to you are actually the messages that need to be given. Maybe they don't sound as fancy as AI could write it. Great. That's not what's going to change someone's life. Guess what's going to change someone's life? You, your soul, your heart, your stories. None of that can be fabricated. None of that can actually be made up by a computer. Maybe the words could, but not the vibrations within those words, not the tears that led you to write those words, not the inspirations that came to you to write those words. For you are the vessel that brings the messages through. It is you that we need, and we need you to continue to receive. So, how do we do that? How do we continue to receive ideas and partner with AI as a tool? Here are my thoughts. I have a 3-part process. And this 3-part process is not new. Napoleon Hill teaches this. We've got all these thought leaders from the beginning of time. I mean, this is in the scriptures. But I'm going to teach it to you in the way that I use it, which is I must ask, I must listen, and then I must do. So it always begins with the asking. The clearer our asks, the clearer the answer. So I always get very clear with the ask that I am sending up. Now, you can say this is to God, you can say this is to your subconscious, to your higher self, to the universe. You do what you do. But we all can agree that there is something higher than us. There's something that actually is the spout that pours the water down. There's something higher than just us existing, where we can tap into and receive new ideas, new inspirations, new thoughts, and new creations can be birthed. So I want you to get really clear with your ask. That means that if you are wanting success in your business, do not just ask for success. It's like this. I help people write books. I have a publishing house that publishes their books. When we get to the book cover, if someone comes to us and they say, I really want it to be beautiful. Like, okay, well, I have no idea what to ask my book cover designers to design for you. Like, beautiful? What does this even mean? But if someone comes to us and they say, I want it to be yellow and I really like the hex code HG9, whatever. I don't know what the hex code is, but let's say it's the hex code for yellow. Give us the code they want. They actually give us an idea of the imagery they want on the cover. We can give that to them simply because they asked for it in detail. When we ask for vagueness, we receive in vagueness. And then we wonder why we're not getting what we want. It's because we're asking with such large parameters that we cannot receive in the detail in which we are desiring. So if you want really clear results, get clear with your ask. Okay? So I love to teach this with the money measurement. Why? Because money is just so measurable, right? It's finite. We can understand that. So let's say that you go to God and you're like, God, please send me more money. Like, what does that even mean? That is so vague. Send me more money? Okay, here's $1. That was more than you had right now. So you gotta get clear. What is it that you want? What is it that you actually desire? Do you want $10,000 by Sunday? Then damn it, ask for $10,000 or more. I like that little phrase. I learned that from Florence Scovel-Shinn, who is my favorite teacher / author of all time. She always teaches this principle: do not ask with a capped limit. You always just add that or more. God, divine, bless me with $10,000 or more by Saturday this week. Under grace and in perfect ways. Send it to me however you would like. Give me the inspirations that I must hear so that I can take action and do. You see what I just did here? I asked clearly. And then I asked for what I needed to do to bring this to pass. And then the commitment is to actually do it. So you ask with clarity. Get so damn clear. Get clear on what you're asking. And then you're going to ask for the actions. What do I need to do to bring this into reality? And then what you hear, you're going to do. Ask, listen, do. 3-part process. This will change your life. This is actually how you stay in momentum. And this is how you receive inspiration every single day. This, my friend, is what I like to call the currency of miracles. The currency of miracles is like a current, the flow of electricity or water, and currency, a payment, a form of payment. So that creates what I have received in inspiration called the currency of miracles. The flow of the electrical currency of miracles, and also the form of payment. So you see, if we would like to bring forth miracles, if we would like to bring forth creations, which P.S. creations are miracles, okay? Miracles and creations is the same word, all right? If you would like to bring forth creations or miracles, then you must be in the electrical flow, like electricity, of this miracle. And guess how you get there? You have to ask. You got to ask. Miracles are attracted like a magnet They're metal to a magnet. You're asking, is you beginning to become the magnet? Now that you're a magnet and you've asked for one thing. All right, I would like to receive this chapter of my book today. There's my ask. Next part. Show me what I must do today to receive that chapter. Second part. In the show me, that's the listening. You're listening for what the actions are. And then do. You must commit to doing whatever you've been inspired to do. Because if you ask and you do not take action, this inspiration comes from the heavens or the divine, or whatever you want to say. I'm going to call it the heavens. It comes down through us and it begins to activate us and it begins to move through our bodies. But it is meant to move you. It's coming in like a speed racer to get you moving. If you do not take action, all of that energy gets stuck in the body, and that is what creates overwhelm. So it's not that leaders and creators are overwhelmed because they have too much to do. They're overwhelmed because they have not done what they've been inspired to do. There's a difference. Overwhelm is this illusion that we have too much on our plate. No. That is not why you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed because you have been inspired to create something that you're not doing. As soon as you do what you have been inspired to do, the overwhelm will leave your body. And not only will it leave your body, but you will be wrapped in the most delicious golden momentum. It will come through into your life and you will watch walls fall and new pathways open simply because you actually took action on the inspiration that was coming to you. So often we ask for ideas and we receive them and then we put them on the shelf. We say, I'll get to you. And I'll tell you why we do that, because we act as though we must do our chores before we do the delicious thing, which is creation. And this is just because we were taught this as young people. You get your reward if you do your chores. You get to have the dessert after you eat your dinner. It's just the pattern that we've lived. But I'm rewriting this. I'm flipping this for you. If you were to actually do your creation first, everything else would fall into place with ease. Because the creation is going to come in and it's going to give you so much energy and life. It is going to give you so much joy and deliciousness that everything else falls into place with total ease. Ask, listen, and do. This is the model that is going to actually create wild amounts of success in your life, success financially, success with impact in the world, and success in absolute joy. For to dance in creation is the sweetest dance that we could ever do. It is like drinking golden nectar. It is like tapping our toes into the fountain of youth. But I'm going to invite you to not just tap your toes into this fountain of youth, into this water of creation. I'm inviting you to swim in it. Immerse yourself in the creations that are here to come through you. And it will be the most beautiful life you could have ever imagined. For to be a creator is to be a miracle worker. And when we stand in that role, we get to create the world we live in simply by speaking it into existence. And this is my message for you today. If you are listening, it is because you are a creator. It is because you are a leader. It is because you know that you are here to do something big. You know that the message that you have inside of you is meant to be heard. And I'm inviting you to release the hold that has been keeping you back, the shackles on your feet, the ropes that tie you down, the walls that have kept you hidden. It's time to release them all. Roll your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in and march forward as the brilliant leader and creator that you are. All right, my dear friend, it was an honor to sit with you this morning. It is my deepest honor to roll out the Mosai Network, for you to be able to dance and swim and breathe in the most authentic messages that have ever been put out. And I invite you that if this woke up some fire inside of you, that you apply to be in the Mosai Network. And if you would like to come over and write your book at JOA, I will have all the links in the show notes. Head on over, meet me there. I'm here to help you rise as the leader that you are and to help you make the impact that you know you were created to make. Until then, my friend, I will see you soon.